Happy Friday. What a Friday it looks to be. Damn. Hold on. Gotta close my doors. All right. A little bit of echo with those doors open. Good morning. Morning. All right. What a whirlwind, man. Even for people that have puts overnight, it's not even that great, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm cash. Last night I wish I had puts, and now this morning I'm sort of happy I don't. Back and forth, down, up, crazy action. But this is when money is made. So strap in your seatbelts, put your big boy pants on. This is when it's time, right? This is when the market heats up. This is when opportunity arises, right? We were complaining about the sideways action. You're not getting that anymore, all right? So this is it. This is when you really got to lock in. This is when you really got to focus in. Pay attention to where your opportunities are and strike. So crazy stuff. A little bit of emotions overnight. Yep, it's you can see who's been here, who's been here before, right? You can definitely tell. This is when the market starts to heat up. This is when you take advantage of emotional people. Okay? You guys got to understand that. This is when money is made because you have people that don't know how to act. New traders that are just sort of panicking from the rooftops. So a lot of money to be made here. And a lot of opportunity should arise. So let's see. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. I can only imagine the reactions if we saw COVID 2020 again. This was nothing compared to that. That was a trip back then. Please recap why you were red yesterday. Because I took some trades early morning in the morning grind and didn't really like anything and walked away. Went to go meet up with a friend, and then the market rejected some key levels right as I left my house. So didn't trade it. Oh well. Move on. Next day, next opportunity. I don't give a shit about yesterday. Today, a lot of opportunity. Time to pay attention and lock in. Overnight, yeah, a lot of opportunity for sure, Paul. Morning, guys. Welcome back. How we doing? When was the last time I took a no trade day? It's been a while, Mikey, not going to lie. That is something I wish I had a little bit more discipline to do. But I do find trades that I like on a daily basis, so I'll always take my shots. Shooters got to shoot. That's how I trade. That's how I tell the group that. Shooters got to shoot, man. Can't be scared to hit that three. Can't be scared to take your shots. The worst thing in basketball is what? Someone that's afraid to shoot because they feel like they're going to miss, right? You do not want your players on your team to be scared to shoot, all right? Even if they're even if they're a little bit cold on the court, they still got to shoot. It's the only way to get out of it. So, same way I look at trading. Yeah, you're going to shoot, you're going to miss, man. Not going to hit every shot you make, every shot you take. Morning, guys. No Draymond Green. How we doing? Arm was nice yesterday, yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure. I appreciate that, Ravi. Trust your analysis, absolutely. Like Ben Simmons. All right. 8:05. Let's get this party started, huh? All right, so obviously you guys saw what happened last night. If you woke up and you didn't look at last night, hey, you missed some fun, man. Last night, one of the first sort of haven't seen that type of selling in quite some time, right? Haven't really. I mean, I've been here before. We've seen it before. If you've been trading, we've seen that type of overnight, panic, emotion step into the market. That was the first time in a good amount of time that we've seen. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. Maybe a year. Who knows? I'm not sure the exact time. The last time I remember seeing that, but nice drama last night. Nice downside action. This morning, pretty much a V-shaped recovery. We are right back at some of yesterday's levels. Right near the previous day lows on the NASDAQ futures, on the SPY, almost everything right back at those previous day lows from yesterday. So if you had some futures trades last night, great, right? But if you had options overnight, you might still end up green here at open, but it's not great. So it's sort of crushing the premiums, I would say, more than anything. This morning, the premiums are likely going to be sort of out of whack, right, because of that overnight move and then the pop this morning. So interesting, right? I hope, I'm not praying for anyone's downfall. So I hope that anyone that held puts last night, I hope you can get out of these profitable. We'll see, man, because, that drop in pop is going to definitely affect the premiums that you see here today. And so it should be interesting to see how those open up. Key levels today for sure. A lot of previous lows to watch. Guys, if there's anything that anything you come into today, and I'm being serious, you have to come in without a bias. You cannot come in to today and only look for a certain direction. You can't let too much of that geopolitical external stuff affect your trading. Yesterday and today, levels will work on the intraday. Of course, unless there's some crazy event that happens intraday, which obviously will invalidate technicals, but we need to come into today like every other day. You need to have a short-term memory. You cannot think about what happened last night and affect your trading today. We have to come in, understand where the market is, understand what levels they're trading at, and approach the day as we would any other day. Levels, strategy, risk management, right? Not, I'm going to do this because I'm going to hold puts because of this, right? I'm going to hold puts just because of some drama that's going on in the market. Maybe that works out for you, but it's just not something that you can consistently do, and I would be careful trying to build bad habits today by just trying to guess what happens overseas. That's just not something I would try to do, at least me personally. I'm going to walk into today like every other day. Every other day, just watch the levels, see if they reject, look for some previous day lows, look and be careful of some demand below, right? So that's it. Volatility equals profit. Absolutely. Someone in the Discord just said that. Volatility equals profit. LFG. I agree. LFG and NYR. Or LGR. Let's go Rangers. All right. Here we go. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Did we hit 80,000 yet? Did we hit 80,000 yet? Oh, we're 10 away. 10 away. 10 of you. Come on. 10 people here aren't subscribed. All right. Economic calendar. We don't really have much today. I don't think we have anything today. Really, the only thing that's going to affect the market is really some of that geopolitical action. I don't see anything on the economic calendar here. You guys can see Friday, April 19th, whole bunch of nothing. So we don't need to worry about that today. Obviously, we need to worry about some of the drama in the market. Breadman, thank you for posting the, let's take a quick look at next week's earnings calendar because, hey, right as we approach this crazy volatility, what else is coming up? Some crazy earnings, right? So what a perfect time for all this to start unfolding. Next week, we have some big earnings across the board, and that's another interesting thing to sort of put some drama into the market. So, should be an interesting next few weeks, guys. A lot of money to be made. This is when you got to really focus up. So today, I'm sorry, not today. Next week, Monday, Verizon, nothing crazy there. Truist, nothing crazy there. Not much on Monday. Tuesday is when it starts to heat up. Then Wednesday, Thursday, it gets heavy. So we can see here, Tuesday of next week, Tesla, Visa, Enphase, Texas Instruments. Some interesting ones there. Spotify, you can see there as well. Pepsi, JetBlue, GE. These are all some pretty big ones here. Wednesday, Boeing, Meta after hours. Chipotle has been a big one. That Meta is going to be very interesting. And then Thursday, we have Microsoft, Google, Intel, Snap, Roku, Altria, Caterpillar, Southwest, some big ones, airlines and cruise lines. ExxonMobil, Chevron, there's your oil day that always pops up. And then AbbVie right there. So obviously, biggest ones of the week are going to be Tesla, going to be Meta, right? Going to be Microsoft, Google. Those are some big four right there. Boeing should be an interesting one to see what they say on their earnings after all their planes have seemingly fallen apart. So interesting to see what happens on Boeing. I don't know if you guys saw that, but the whistleblower said that employees would jump on the planes to make parts fit. That is not good. So Boeing, man, if it ain't Airbus, don't take me on it. I'm flying Airbus exclusive. So that's that. Let's go to the NASDAQ. NQ. All right. Let's pop out to that 4-hour chart. Let's look at some of these levels that are trying to hold this morning. Let me go ahead and I went ahead and adjusted everything last night before the live stream because I did not want to have to deal with that this morning. But here we go. So the level that we are wicking higher off of right now, the level that we are moving higher off of is this right here. It's this 17,300. So if I go ahead and zoom into this 4-hour chart, let me zoom into back in this time period. This is back in December of 2023 and the beginning of this year, January 2024. So right here, right? You guys see these previous highs right here? This 17.3 previous high, right? That is where the NASDAQ is trying to hold on to right now, right? That is where the NASDAQ, if I go over, you can see right here, that's 17.3. So 17.3, pretty important level, and the market has respected it, right? Previous major highs, the market has come down into it and has found the support off that level. So we know, number one, 17.3 on the NASDAQ futures is going to be an important support level, okay? Now, to the upside, you see this little low right here around that 17,520. Now, let's go ahead and zoom back over to this, and then let's drop this down to the 30-minute chart. So, 30-minute chart, 17,520 is that level we just talked about on the 4-hour, but it's also a level here from the overnight. We can see right here, yesterday's lows that came in right here was that 17,520. That was yesterday's lows, right? This was before the big breakdown. After we broke this 17,520 last night, this is when the big breakdown came in. This is the same level that we are trading back into right now as we speak. Okay, so if we go down a little bit closer, let's go to the 15, right? We can see this is yesterday's lows. And man, I would have never guessed that this morning I would be waking up to seeing the NASDAQ right back at those previous day lows. So what is the first rejection level we can watch today? Well, it's going to be previous day lows, right? Do we stay under previous day lows on the NASDAQ futures? That's around the 17,520. That is the first level that I am going to be watching here. All right, if we start to see some weakness here, is this somewhere we can fade this move? 17,520 on the NASDAQ futures. If we get above that 17,520, okay? If we get above that 17,520, guys, and we start to hold above yesterday's lows, technically, that's not bearish, right? We have to be careful shorting into yesterday's lows. So if we start seeing the NASDAQ maintain above yesterday's lows right here, right, and it does open above that and it starts to hold, right, we're going to move higher. We're going to move higher up to the next level, which for me is around this 17.6, 17.620. Why that? We can go here, look at the 15-minute chart, right? That's right around these lows from Wednesday, 17,620 to 17,6 from yesterday. I'm actually going to put a line there. 17, it's like, I'll put it at 6. It's really not 6 though. It's really like 590. 17,590, right? That would be my next zone right here. You can see right here. That's my next zone. You have the yesterday, last night, or yesterday afternoon rejections. You have the early morning support there, and you have the Wednesday's lows there. So if we do get over yesterday's lows, right, and we're holding above it, then I'm looking for this move right here, right? The move up into that 17.6, 17.620. That would be the level that I look for to see us move higher into. If we get over Wednesday's lows, over that 17,620, we are going to move higher, right? And we're right back into this channel, right here. So that's between 17,620 and that 17.8. So there's some very clear levels to be watching here for rejections today. Number one, previous day lows, which is right here where we're trading right now, 17,520. Above that, you're looking at this zone right here. This yesterday rejection, this Wednesday low, all right here would be your next level to watch. We can drop this down a little bit closer. We can go to the 5-minute, and we can look at yesterday's action here within this zone. Look at this yesterday, right? See this yesterday? This is the end of day yesterday. We held that 520. We rejected that 590 right there. See this? This little channel right here? So that is definitely somewhere that I'll be watching. If we reject here, I'll look for the downside move. If we get above and hold above that previous support from last night, right, then I'll look for that upside. I won't trade the upside personally, but I'll look for that push higher up into that 596.20 area. Okay? This is something, everyone pay attention for 5 minutes here. It's something that you need to hear, something that you need to pay attention to before you start getting big ideas. Okay? The market, like we talked about yesterday, is structuring lower, okay? And it still is structuring lower, right? This is still, right? This is stair step 1, stair step 2, that's a terrible 2, and stair step 3, okay? This is 1, this is 2, I'm going to use Roman numerals, and that's 3. Do not, okay? This is something that's going to save you from trying to guess a bottom. Do not try to buy and long this market until it starts to change this market structure trend. Okay? The market needs to stop making lower lows and lower highs before you start trying to buy this upside, trying to long this market. Wait for the market to break out of this stair-stepping downside move. It's very clear. Okay? You just got to pay attention to it, really. This is 1. This is 2. This is your 3rd. So if you want to see if the market can change here, if you want to see the market actually like flip and maybe there is a buying opportunity, wait for us to get back above some previous lows, right? I would say wait for us to get at least over this 620. And for me personally, I want it over 17.8. Okay? I'm not interested in longing anywhere under 17.8. Because that is what the market is telling me, okay? The market is telling me, hey, I have continued to make lower lows and lower highs the entire week. I am not interested in trying to fight that. I would want the market at least at the very minimum over Tuesday's lows, over this Tuesday pre-market, over this Wednesday rejection, over this yesterday rejection, right? I'm not going to look to long into a rejection point. So why don't we just wait, right, until the market actually proves to us that we're going to change this bearish structure that's on the market right now? So this is your zone. This is a zone. And I think today's probably like, I mean, you could bring it down to the lows, but I'm thinking it's like right around here, around that 17.3 to 17.6, right? Zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. If we pop higher and turn zone 2 lows, right? Zone 2 lows. If we turn zone 2 lows into rejections, the market is still bearish, okay? That's the same thing that happened here. This was zone 1 lows. We turned zone 1 lows into rejections. This is zone 2 lows. We are still potentially turning zone 2 lows into rejections. You can see right here, right? So Wait for that to change. Okay? Just wait. All right? Wait for that to change before you start getting excited about looking for buying opportunities. All right? That's what I would watch. So if we can get over that 17,620 today and we can hold above that, then we have, of course, that 100 SMA. We still have that 17.8 to be careful of. 17.8 could be a major level to watch if we get a little bit of an extended upside move, right? What we could see here into end of week or into next week is sort of an extended move to the upside back into the 17.8, which could result in another great short opportunity. So some very clear levels here. You got to make your decisions based off of them. You can't just make decisions based off of what you're feeling today. You're waking up, you're like, oh, I'm bullish today. Okay, the market doesn't care about that. The market is going to do what the levels are showing. Okay, markets don't care about your thoughts. They don't care about your arbitrary ideas. They care about what levels are on the charts. So 17,620, 17.6, that's a level to watch today. Yesterday's lows around 17,520. Let's see what happens at that level today. All right. ES. Actually, let's go QQQ. QQQ. All right. Let's zoom out. Let's go to the 4-hour. Let's see where that QQQ held. So if we go to the 4-hour chart, the level that the QQQ has wicked higher off of is this right here. It's around this 416.50. It's this low right here. See that 4-hour low, 416.50? Below that, you have that 411. But right now, you are holding the 416.50. Big level there. All right, that's a big level that we have held. So let's go to the 15-minute chart now. You can see right here that 416.50, big hold there on the QQQ. All right, now let's drop this down into the 15-minute chart. So this was our previous day low, right? Right here, 422.93 was our previous day low in the QQQ. And as of right now, you guys can see here, we are above yesterday's previous day low, right? We're yesterday's low right here. We are above yesterday's lows right now on the NASDAQ futures. So that's important. I'm sorry, on the QQQ. We are also back above the 100 SMA, right? We're also back above the 100 SMA. So you can see right here, previous day lows, 100 SMA. That is the level that I would be watching today. As of right now, we've just popped above it. So we'll have to see, right, and give it time. Is this a little fake out, right? Or does it actually maintain above? That's going to be a big question today. Do we maintain above the 100 SMA? Do we maintain above previous day lows? If we do, we're going to move higher, right, into the next rejection point. If we have a little fake out here and we fail back under, that could be your short opportunity, okay? The level to watch above that I think is very important today is the 425, right? Right there, 425. That's Wednesday's lows. That's Thursday's lows. That's this Thursday afternoon rejection point, 425. That would be a great spot to look to see if those rejections pop in. So watching that 425 today, that could be a great spot to look for a reshort. If we fail back under yesterday's lows, an even better, right, potential reshort. So yesterday's lows, 425. Those are my two levels above that I'll be watching. We can clearly see the 420 demand here. We can see the 416. If we get over 425 today, which would be very shocking, but if we do, then you're going to move higher again, right? If you hold back above this Wednesday low and you reclaim these rejections from yesterday and you hold above it, right, that's your move higher into that 429.50. Okay? But 425 looks to be a really clean level to watch today, guys. That's probably the nice level that you could look for that reshort entry. Let this thing extend itself here a little bit further and then see if that's an opportunity. 425 and previous day lows, which you're actually seeing some drama at right now, right? A little bit of drama right at those previous day lows. All right? ES. 1 hour chart. Let's go. Let's see. Where do I want to go here? We can watch this. Okay, so let's put this, extend to the left, 5,000. That's been a big level. Okay, so where are we holding today on the ES? Where's like the actual 4-hour hold stepping in? It's right here. Cook's Delta knows exactly what's going to happen today, guys. See, this is the type of attitude you cannot approach today with, right? This is the most toxic attitude. Get him out. Get him out. I don't want to hear. Sorry, I didn't mean to delete that message there, credit line. I'll put credit line back. That was my mistake. Guys, do not come here and pretend like you know what's going to happen today, okay? That is the most terrible, terrible, terrible thing to come into today and know what's going to happen. 5,000, okay? 5,000 on the ES. You guys can see right there. 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, right? Big level there on the ES. That's the exact level that we held, right? So let's go ahead and drop down and see what happened at that 5,000. I know we went under 5,000, but that is like the actual 4-hour hold level, right? That's where the 4-hour actually dropped and then closed back above. So you can see right here, that 5,000 level, very important, right? You can see how the ES held above that. It held above that 5,000, and you can see we pushed to the upside off that level. Now, let's zoom in a little bit more, right? You can see in the pre-market, we got back above the 100 SMA, and we held above that 100 SMA. Very interesting, right? See this right here? This ES 100 SMA. So we have above 5,000, right? Key level. We have 50-20, right? Look at what 50-20 did this morning, guys. So what does this mean, right? What does this mean? You have to be careful now of shorting back into 50-20, right? So you have to understand if you do catch a short today, right, you have to be careful of 50-20. Because if you short here at 50-55, you're shorting back into a 100 SMA, which could just be a little bit of a pullback and pop. It's very possible. So 50-20 should be a very important level that you watch here. 50-20 on the ES should be a very important level, and the 100 SMA. You can see right here, 5,000 and 50-20, two important demands here that you need to be careful of when you're shorting, if you short back into this move today, okay? 50-20, 5,000. Now, let's zoom in a little bit more, or let's focus in a little bit more short term. You can see right here, I had that PDL level that was previous day lows. Look at what the ES has done above previous day lows. So now, that's a little bit of that's a green level, right? 50-38, what's the exact low here? 50-38.50. So 50-38.50 right there, that's previous day lows. Look at what the ES did there on the short term. Let's drop this down to the 5-minute chart. Look at this. Look at that right there. So right there, 50-38, right? Nice hold above previous day lows. That's important, right? That's important. You can see what the ES has sort of been stair-stepping to the upside off these levels this morning. So previous day lows on ES holding very nicely there at 50-38. 100 SMA holding very nicely there at 50-20. And 5,000 held very nicely as well. So as of right now, you are stair-stepping to the upside, and you need to be careful before getting too aggressive on the short side there on the ES. You need to wait for a real rejection to step in, right? I think I can almost foresee, there is one thing I can foresee the future with, okay? There is one thing I can foresee the future with today, and I can almost say I can guarantee it. There will be people that are shorting before there's any reason to short today. That is 100% going to happen, which I'm not going to say they're wrong, right? The market could absolutely pop, fade. We love pops and fades. I love it, okay? I love looking for the pop and fade. That's where a lot of my money is made. So trust me. I'll be looking for the pop and fade today as well. However, if you look for that fade today before there's any reason to, because you just can't help yourself, you just know you got to short, there's going to be a ton of that today, which could fuel this market slightly higher, okay? There's going to be a lot of people coming out here this morning trying to short every goddamn level on their chart, and it's going to continue to potentially grind to the upside against them. So be careful of that. Make sure there's an actual reason to short today. Make sure there's a real strategy behind it. If your strategy aligns and you like it, take it, right? I'm not saying you can't do that, but don't just come in here today and just keep shorting and shorting and shorting, right? Because without a reason, because that's when you lose a lot of money, okay? So make sure you actually see a reason for the short entry. Make sure you're actually trading off a key level. That's going to be very important today before getting too excited to the short side. Now, the next level that I would be the most interested in here for the short side is actually where we are right now. You can see right here. It's this 50-55 level. 50-55 was a very key hold and rejection point yesterday. You can see this was around that Wednesday low. This was that low from yesterday morning. And this was the rejection point that came in yesterday afternoon. This could be the very nice rejection point today, right? 50-55, okay? So you have that 50-55. That's very nice. You can see this low. You can see these previous highs and lows. This could be your nice spot to look for that short entry today, right? 50-55. Now, here's the problem here. Here's the problem with that short, right? The problem with that short is you do need to be cautious of this uptrend that has maintained this morning, and you need to be careful of the demands that could pop this back higher, okay? So like a pullback off 50-55 into previous day lows could be nothing but a healthy pullback for more upside, okay? This is something you need to really pay attention to. This is previous day lows. If you start to reject 50-55, it could pull back down, back to previous day lows, back to the trend line, and pop again, right? And this could be something that continues to hurt people today trying to short. You get these little pullbacks to trend line and continuation, and what people tend to do in a trend like this is they short the high, they short the high, they short the high. They're looking for this move, right? But they keep getting pushed back above on the bottom side of the trend. So what do you wait for? Wait for the market to break this trend, right? Wait for this, okay? Wait for an actual break of trend today on the pre-market move before looking for the short, all right? Actually wait for this trend to break. Look for the trend break, look for the retest rejections, and then attack it, all right? Don't just start shorting in an uptrend, all right? Wait for this to actually move to the upside or break the trend to the upside. So first level to watch that I'm going to be watching today is 50-55. You guys can see right here, 50-55. Above that, 50-80, all right? Hopefully this helps you guys because it's going to be important. All right, SPY. We are back above, which is important. I'm going to change my chart a little bit here. 498.50. We are back above yesterday's lows, okay? So we need to be aware of that. We are back above yesterday's lows, okay? That's number one. Very important thing to pay attention to here. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see here on the SPY, this is yesterday's lows around that 498.50, and you have held above that this morning. So be careful of that. Next level I'm sort of watching to the downside is that 497. I'm going to put a little level there. 497. 497 there. And then to the upside, right, this little, I'm not sure, it's probably around this, it's not a perfect level, but to me it seems to be about 500.4. That's sort of where it seems to be right now. That's going to equal your 50-55 on the ES, right here. So let me go ahead and make this red for now. You can see, I'll make this red. Make that transparent. So you can see right now, right, you are trading higher right into this rejection point, right into this low, and right into the lows from Wednesday, right? So that's your 500.4 level. Is this the rejection point, right? But what do you have to wait for? Again, what do you have to wait for before trying to fade that level, right? You got to wait for the trend break, okay? Do not short into this trend higher just because it's at a supply level. Wait for the trend break, right? Wait for something to break down. Don't just try to short into this grind higher. This could be a very painful short if you just keep trying to hit these levels without some kind of a trend break. I've learned that the hard way, guys. Trust me. 500.4, that's something to look for today, but you need that break. You need some kind of real rejection here before looking for it. If you get above that 500.4, if you're starting to hold above that level, I'm going to say you're moving right back into that 503, right? I'm going to say you're looking right back into that 503, potentially. It could be It's like that 502.50, right? You have like these 502.50 lows. I'm actually just going to put two levels here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 502.50 and I'm going to put 504. That's how I'm going to look at this. So you have 504 here, right? That's your double top rejection from yesterday. 504. That's very nice. And then you have these lows here from earlier this week, and if some rejections here as well at 502.50. Okay? So that's what I'm going to look for today. The first criteria for me to look short today is a break of the pre-market uptrend. Okay? The break of the pre-market uptrend will be the first criteria and the most important criteria before I start to look for downside today. I will watch the key levels above 500.4, 502.50, and that 504 rejection from yesterday. I will look for those key levels, but I will not look for it unless I see some kind of a break of trend. Okay? Right now, we can see a little bit of drama stepping in at this previous high. Right? If we go to the ES, we're probably seeing some drama. Yep, at that 50.55, we can see that. And if we go to the NASDAQ, I'm going to assume the NASDAQ is going to trade right here into that 17,590. Right? 17,590, 17,620. This looks to be the zone to watch today, right here. And on the QQQ, the zone that I'm going to be watching is right here, 425. That's going to be my important zone today. Right now, you can see we are back above previous day lows on the QQQ. Right there. We are back above that previous day low, which is important for the QQQ. All right? Be safe today, guys. Trust the levels. Play the levels. Wait for real confirmation. It's going to be tricky. Okay? It's not going to be an easy trading day. There probably will be opportunities, though, if you can really stay patient and look for your opportunities without emotion, without bias, without knowing what's going to happen today. Because you know there's going to be plenty of people that know exactly where the market's heading today. And man, do those people come and go. So, Russell, big drop overnight. We dropped down into a major demand level here on the Russell, right? We've had this level on our charts, actually. I haven't even touched these charts. You can see right here, the Russell dropped right into this 1920 area, right? That 1920 demand popped very nicely off that level. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. Maybe the 100 SMA. Or sorry, 200 SMA. Hold on here. Aladdin knows. Yeah, I'd say 200 SMA, guys, is probably your spot to watch for rejections. Right here. Yeah, that's probably your spot right there, right? 1, 2, 3, right? You can see right there, 1960, 200 SMA. That would be my watch today for the Russell. That's actually very clean. That could be very clean, guys. If you guys trade futures, you might want to put a little Russell contract on there and watch that Russell rejection. That could be pretty nice today. Keep an eye on that 1960, 200 SMA on the Russell. Dow Jones, Daniel Jones, Mike Jones, Chris Jones, Indiana Jones. Big pop back on the Jones this morning. Right back in this channel. Right back in this channel. Do some NQ analysis. Little dog, you are later than late, my friend. You are later than late. So 38.3, 37.8, you're right back in the Dow channel. You're right back in the Dow channel. So not much to show you there. You guys know the channel there on the Dow. All right. Press that like button. If you guys could. We got to 80,000, huh? I appreciate that, guys. We'll do something next week. 80,000. Yeah, I got some shirts coming from Marvin, so maybe we'll do some giveaways on the shirts and the merch. I need a get them out shirt. Get them out. Craig Jones, get him out. Little dog, yeah, needs to wake up with the big dogs. That's right. All right, here we go. Let's continue. Stonks. All right, Tesla has filled the gap. Okay, Tesla has filled a gap. A daily chart gap. Tesla has filled it. Man, has Tesla been a total dead stock. What the hell? Man. So you guys can see back here on the daily chart, this is back from January 2023. January 2023, there was a gap that has now filled at 146.40, okay? 146.40 was the gap fill. Now let's drop this back down into short term. You guys can see right here, let's zoom in on the 15. This was your gap fill level right there, 146.40. You can see Tesla has filled that gap and has found a little bit of upside off that gap fill, okay? Now, that does not mean I'm out here putting my life savings in longs on Tesla today, okay? That's not what this means. But it is a level to be watching, right? You got to be careful down at that 146.40. Be careful of that hold that did come in. Now, to the upside, I would absolutely be watching this 149 level today. 149, maybe it's 150. You could sort of just have that zone and just sort of watch the zone. I don't think that's a terrible idea. Anywhere between like that 149 and 150. But I like that little 149 low right here. And I could see Tesla fading that 149 or 150 level today if you get sort of that pop and fade type move. The real level that I would like to trade, and I'll be fully honest with you, because, guys, here's something that I want to make sure you understand. The further it pops, the better the fade, okay? Sometimes looking for the first rejection point to fade is sometimes not the best, okay? I like more upside to feel more comfortable for the fade, right? If my idea is a pop and fade on Tesla, I want it to go as high as it wants. I want it to go all the way up to 154, right? Because I know the further that thing squeezes, the better the fade's going to be. So if you want to be careful, guys, I'm not so in love all the time with taking like that first fade level, which the first fade level for me would be 149, right? I would be looking for the pop into like 152, okay? That would be my real pop and fade level that I'd be a little bit more comfortable with, right? Right here. 152 was a really nice rejection point yesterday, and that would really be where I'd be more comfortable for the fade move, right? I mean, 154 would be a dream. That would be the dream, okay? Up here, fade that 154. Yeah, that would be great if we can get that. So watching 152, watching 154, 149 might be the level today if it stays extremely weak, right? If Tesla wants to stay extremely weak, then hey, it might be that 149 level. But just be a little bit cautious of those first fade levels. Sometimes they're not as strong as you'd like, right? Sometimes you need to go a little bit higher. So I'd watch that 150, right? I'd watch that 150. I'd watch that 149, right? Those are the two levels I'd watch. Keep an eye on those two levels today, all right? NVIDIA, man, did this thing defend 830? Did this thing defend 830? So you guys can see right here, that 830 level has been a major demand low, right? It's been a major demand low, 830. Let me go ahead and make this chart right. 830 has been a defense level on NVIDIA. If we go to the 30-minute chart, let's go ahead and get this a little bit cleaned up. I'm going to drop it down in a second. I just wanted to show you guys the 830 level. This has been a big hold level, and again today it holds. NVIDIA has been sort of in this downward channel. It's not a perfect channel. It's a little sloppy, but you can see we had this nice sort of rejection move to the downside. If we go down to the 15-minute chart now, I want to show you the levels to watch today. So I'm a little concerned about this whole zone on NVIDIA. I'm trying to sort of figure out and dissect where exactly it's going to be. There's a few areas that I'm watching, okay? It's 850, 855, and 860. Those are the three levels that I'm watching, okay? 850. Get them out. Guys, don't come here and just talk nonsense, okay? If you're here, pay attention, man. I don't like people coming here and not paying attention. I'm like a teacher, okay? If you're here, pay attention. Stop being a moron in the chat, all right? I'm not here to hear people talk about Gucci slides in the chat, okay? If that's what's going to happen in the chat, I'd rather just go sit on my ass on the couch and get ready for the trading day. So 850, right? 850. You can see right there, 850 right here, 850 right here, 850 right here, You can see that's the level to watch right now, 850 on NVIDIA, okay? If we get above 850, 855 is interesting, and then 860, right? But here's the thing that I'm concerned about, right? When I look at this chart, I want to take the extremes, right? I don't want to trade, like I just said in the previous, on Tesla, I don't want to trade the first level I see, right? I want to trade the extremes. So for me, like, I would prefer to just look at the chart like this, personally. This is what I'd like to look at, right? I'd like to just say, hey, I want it up to 860, and if it's not there, I'm not taking it, right? That's how I would personally look at this. There's definitely some more short-term levels to watch, like this 855 or this 850 that's rejecting right now. That's definitely possible, and possibly the level that is the nice trade today. But like I said earlier, I like those extremes, right? I like those extremes. I like it to really pop before looking for the fade. And so for me, 860 I think is a little bit more comfortable, but I would say you could watch the 850 as well. Now, the one thing I'd be careful of, guys, if you are going to look short on NVIDIA, is be careful holding shorts into 830, right? We know 830 is a big level. We know that's a big demand. Be careful of 830, all right? AMD. This could be a really nice one today. Let's let AMD move higher into that 157. That could be beautiful. If AMD can pop back into this 157, let's look for those rejections, right? 155.50 also looks a little heavy, right? You can see right here, this 155.50 also is a little bit heavy here. So we could watch that 155.50 as well. You can see that yesterday rejection. You can see the rejections right now. You can see the lows right here. So you can see right here, 155.50, and then that 157. Those are the two levels that I would be watching. So 155.50, 157. Keep an eye on those two levels. I like those two levels for potential pop and fades on AMD, right? Pop, fade, pop, fade. I would watch the 157 and the 155.50. All right. MU, man, did I miss this short yesterday? I was short yesterday morning. I got faked out of it. I should not have. That was a mistake of mine. I should have been a little bit more focused on the larger term picture. But there is a lot of opportunity here on MU, guys, and this is something you should be watching. So let me go ahead and show you real quick. If I take off the extended hours, look at this gap below on MU, guys. This is a money gap right here. This is money, okay? That's a big money gap. Big money gap, BMG. This is the BMG right here. BMG. Big time. So under that 109, it's like 109, 108. Under there, it might be like, it could be this low around that 107. We could wait for the 107 just to be really safe, right? The 107's right here, that extreme low. That might be where you want to be careful of, right? You can see right there, 107. But under that, right, big gap on MU. So I am definitely hawking this move on MU. If I go down to the 30-minute chart and get a little bit more time on my screen here, you can see, right, we are sort of sliding lower. And if we get under this 107, I am definitely going to be looking for that downside continuation through this gap, right there. I would love to see MU pop into 114 today. If MU can pop into 114, that would be the dream short entry, okay? That would be the dream short entry. So if we can get a pop on MU today into 114, I'm going to definitely look for some shorts, maybe over the weekend. If we get under 107 today, guys, look for those scalp shorts. This is a big gap below 107. ARM, oh, man. ARM hurts me, man. I had ARM puts yesterday, had some profits on it, but I thought I was doing the right thing by taking profits, and I guess that was not the case. So you can see right here, ARM 102.60, beautiful previous low, beautiful rejections there at 102.60, very nice. If you get above 102.60, 104 could be a little gap fill rejection, and of course, the reason I shorted ARM yesterday, we shorted it in the chat, was the 107 fade. 107 was a previous day low that we just could not get above on ARM. You can see right here, 107, 107. This was really nice. And congratulations, anyone that's still holding this. Looks like sub 100 to me here, guys. I would say if it breaks under the 100 SMA, it's going to 91 here on ARM. Ouch. Ouch. Definitely wish I was holding some of this still, but hey, it is what it is. Plenty of opportunity today, but this is very clean. Look at this. Previous day lows. Look at the rejections right at previous day lows right now on ARM. Very nice stuff. 102.60. Really aggressive fade right now. I would have to wait for it to pop back into 102.60. If not, this is a missed opportunity. Let's go to Meta real quick because we are running out of time, so we're going to have to do speed round. So speed round incoming. Meta, very strong. I'd probably not look to short Meta today. Yesterday, Meta was very strong as well. I would say stay away from Meta shorts. It looks like it's outperforming a little bit, maybe off that TikTok news. 5.10.50, big level up there. Be careful of that. Big support at 497. So I'm actually going to delete this line because I think it's more this. It's this 5.10.50. It's this 497. I'd watch this zone on Meta today. Maybe rejections again at yesterday's highs. Maybe support at yesterday's lows, right? But this looks pretty strong. If you do hold above yesterday's highs, I bet you Meta continues. So just watch this previous high from yesterday, guys. 5.10.50. Microsoft, big demand down at 400. What am I looking for? Retest of 410. Okay, very easy, very clean there. Amazon, bear flag, double bear flag. This is the double rainbow, double bear flag move. This is beautiful stuff. What a beautiful catch again yesterday. We talked about this in the live stream. Double bear flag, beautiful on Amazon. What are you looking for today? Pop back into 180, rejection. Watch 180 on Amazon. If you get over 180, short side's not there. You need to see rejections at 180. Let's go to Netflix. Netflix post earnings has tried to hold this 570 level. If you get under 570, there is room to the downside. Under 570, there is room to downside towards 550 in the 100 SMA. So watch 570. That's a big level on Netflix. If you get under 570, there is possibly more room to the downside. Let's go to, what did we miss? The big ones. We missed, and we went Google. Coinbase. Let Coinbase push higher. Still waiting for Coinbase to push higher into 235. Waiting for that retest rejection, 235. Keep an eye on that. You can see right here. Waiting for Coinbase into 235. Apple's a disaster. I wouldn't trade Apple. I continue to say the same thing. Be careful down here at 167 on Apple. This is a big area. 167, big support. TSM. Yeah, TSM, I'd look for this fade right here, personally. This could be really nice today, actually. You can see right here on TSM, we're sort of trying to push back higher, back into some previous lows. 131. I would look for this on TSM. Look for this gap fill and this bear flag, right? If you can get this, that could be really nice on TSM. 131, possible fade down into that 126.50. SMCI, yep, I would watch SMCI here. You guys can see it is rejecting that 930 level. 930, 930. You're trying to reject 930. So 930 right there, big level SMCI. Demand below 910. Above that, you can see the 950, 50 SMA. Let's go to the NASDAQ futures because we are starting to see a little bit of drama here at that 17,520. But what are we looking at right now? An attempt to hold over yesterday's lows. An attempt to hold over yesterday's lows right now. Right there. An attempt to hold over yesterday's lows and the 100 SMA on the Qs. On the ES, that's our level. That's our level. 50.55. That's our level. Right? Pretty nice. SPY. 500.4. That's the level we had. Look at the drama there. All right. All right, guys. It's Friday. Trading is a battle against yourself. That is ultimately who you're against. You're against your own mind. Be safe. Be smart. Wait for clarity today. Don't come into today thinking that you're the best trader in the world and you're going to know exactly what happens. That's how you're going to lose your ass. Come in, understand your levels, understand what to look for at those levels for potential rejections or potential holds. Be aware of downside demands. Be aware of upside supplies at all times. Make sure you're watching the futures market before you take any trade. If I'm going to long something, are we into supply? If I'm going to short something, is there demands below I need to be careful of? These are the questions you need to go through before you take every trade. Make sure you build a plan. Make sure you understand your stops, understand where you need to stop out if you're wrong, where your profit target should be. These are things that most people do not think about before they enter trades. Make sure you're someone that does. Press that like button. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for 80,000 subs. Thank you for all the support. And I will see you on Monday. Peace out.